Sometimes just by the fact that you're trying to find something interesting on Steam, you stumble upon a gem like this. Legends of the Round Table is a tactical strategy game, point and click story with narrative elements that it's just beautiful to stare at. It has an art style that resembles medieval books. So let's enjoy this beautiful thing. Okay, here we have two types of difficulties, Troubadour or Knight. Knight is a balanced experience for combat because apart from the story, and it's the typical Arthurian story, the story of Excalibur and King Arthur, and the Knights of the Round Table. We have this option, and we have Troubadour, which is more focused on the story elements, is going to have an easier combat now. Just for you to know, you're going to have a feast for your eyes, especially if you're a guy that likes medieval stuff, and also because this artwork in this game is just marvelous. It's beautiful. At least that's my opinion. You can tell me on the comments what do you think about it. But the combat system in here is it's quite difficult to understand. So I just did my first playthrough, and just to have the feeling before doing this video. But at this point, I haven't understood. I haven't grasped. At this point, I still haven't grasped the ins and outs. At this point, I haven't grasped the ins and outs of the combat system, but you're going to see what do I mean by that. So let's go, and we're going to go with the Knight option.
Hector, Kay, and Arthur arrived in London after a long journey. The herald goes to announce the second day of the tournament.
Uther High King, all his day is for you. Slain by Saxons, oh so brave and so true. Victors, you will pull the sword as your due. Man from all this land so wide, now do stand here side by side. Oh, what gallantry and pride! How the hardy men did shine by their valor and their ardor yesterday. But the boldest of them all, the King of Orkney, was the victor in the fray. Oh, the blood and agony, the fearful cries when ladies saw the helmets play. All eyes were on King Lot. He seized the sword in stone, but it refused to give. He will not have the throne, for it is worthiness, not strength, that must be shown.
Our knights respectfully salute the man dressed in Uther Pendragon's colours. Greetings, sires, and welcome to London, he exclaims. I am Elias, herald of this city. It is a pleasure to see you at this illustrious tournament, he says cheerfully. By the way, Sir Hector and Sir Kay, you are fighting in the main event later today.
So that's the beginning. So you can see that the beautiful thing about this is how the entire UI blends so perfectly with the actual art style. So we begin. Here we have Arthur, which is a squire. Here we have Hector, I believe it's the name. And no, this is Kay, sorry. Hector is the actual knight that is going right now to the tournament in which is going to participate Kay. So let's begin. Let's ask him about Lot, King Lot, who won the previous day's battle but failed to pull the sword from the stone. We all know what sword is being mentioned here.
King Lot of Orkney is powerful and fearsome, both on the battlefield and at court. He grips his allies' hearts with...
Okay.
King Lot of Orkney is powerful and fearsome, both on the battlefield and at court. He grips his allies' hearts with fear and sows terror among his enemies. He must surely be coming to terms with his failure to remove the sword from the stone. Before our hero turns away, Elias says a knight is waiting for Sir Ector farther down the road.
There we go. Now this is the quest log. Look how beautiful this is. This is like a book. So in here you're going to have all the quests and goals. So you click, for example, participate in the first combat of the day, ask the herald 4 precisions on the combat, and fight Acquisance and Meliant, the Lees, on horse. Those are going to be the opponents. And it says here, meet the man mentioned by the herald, find the man mentioned by the herald. But before doing that, we need to ask the herald for precisions on the combat. There we go. Here we have all of the narration, and it's going to be like we're going to see what has been said before. Okay, and you can unmount the horse by left clicking. You can move the camera to the edges, and also with the W, A, S, D, but most likely A and D. So you can move and you can see your surroundings.
When Ulfius spots our heroes, he exclaims with earnest joy, "Here is my dear old Hector, ah, dear friend, how happy I am to see you. And these must be your sons, Kay and Arthur."
Greet Hector's old friend Ulfius and introduce Arthur and Kay.
Ulfius is delighted. What a long time it has been, good old Hector. Let's have a friendly duel on foot, just you and me, to see which of us has the oldest bones. He shows his former companion the blunt weapons they'd be using, but only to the first touché, he adds. Hector and Ulfius prepare for the battle, both quite excited to fight each other once again.
Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit what the tutorial is telling us. So we have here action points. So these are the amount of each time you move on foot, you're going to deplete this thing. Like, for example, if I move right now here, you can see that I have depleted 3 points because I am on foot. If you are on horse, you're going to use each time that you move 1 point per movement. Then you will have your sword, your shield, and whatever. You can see here different. This is based on the knight actions here. You can see that you can do things like on sheath, equip the shield from shield belt, requires a shield on the shield belt, mount the horse, dismount the horse, so on and so forth. You have as well things such as spells, squire, and the quest items. When you don't have more action points to spend, you will see a green background on the hourglass. So we're now going to fight, and this is the most interesting thing about the game because you need to use your cards that are down here. So let's figure this out. Each time that you're going to do an action in a battle, it is called a challenge, as far as I understand. So you have things in regard of the mechanics, you have things such as the margin here. You see right leg, left leg. We're going to talk about that. And also we see here agility, melee, card, bonus, plus 3 shield defense advantage. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. It's summing up until it gets this number here. But the difficulty here, it says that it's 19. Okay, so this is Sir Ector faces a defense challenge against Sir Ulfius. And as it says here, the challenge are uncertain situations. So click on the white arrow icon to play the quick video, which we're not going to do because I'm going to explain it myself. And it says that the top area in here indicates what type of challenge you are. So we are in a defensive challenge. And then we have the difficulty. When you are not the challenge initiator, a total score equal to the challenge difficulty is enough to win it. So this is important. When you are not the initiator, a total score equal to the challenge difficulty is enough to win it. You can see here the calculation, which is based on traits, bonuses, and maluses of the actual character. Then you have cards here. He's going to talk about the cards right now. But then you have traits in here. This is Sir Ector. As you can see, this is the character. So the traits needed for the challenge are automatically defined by the type of challenge. In this case, agility and melee. So you can see here agility is 3 and melee is found in here, which is 3. Sorry, which is 5. 3 and 5. Here you have it. When you finish, you can hit and confirm OK. Select the card of your choice and experiment with the available combinations. Here we have the cards. Know that it is possible to validate a challenge without selecting any card. So you can either be content with this number and you say OK, or you can add these cards. Now, the cards have numbers and also have names here, which are they're basically plants, and it has down here the Latin name of the plant. Also, you can see here that it says loyalty, it says love, it says here it says largesse here, and we have a card deck here. Each time that we use one card, you're going to draw one card from the deck. But let's see the difference here. If we select the love card is going to get a total here of 15. This is the card. This is the number that we have here. But if we select the larguesse, which is the same thing that it says here, which is the challenge of larguesse, it is going to add a buff in here. Margin between 0 and 2, your shield has a 33% chance of breaking. You don't see that in here. However, there's also the margin here, in which you can change it here by adding inspiration. By the way, you can see that if we choose love, which is number 4, it gives a total of 5. It's still not 19. Now, let's, for example, reduce the inspiration as well, and you can see a change in here. This is the weird stuff, because as far as I understand, this thing here is the area in which you're going to be hitting the opponent. What I mean by this is that you see here that each of the characters, they have a number in their bodies, in their body parts, so to speak, if that makes sense. So you can either hit the head, the torso, the right leg, so on and so forth. For example, here you choose loyalty here, or for example you choose this one that has a 10. It goes far from this number. So again, the larguesse is going to get the 19. So we can clearly use this one as we continue, but I think, well, actually we're going to use this one. Again, 3 maximum points available. And each of the cards is related to one season. So let's hit OK with this, and we have succeeded. Then we draw a card. There we go. The defense has succeeded. Now it says it's your turn. It's a little bit confusing, right? Because the thing that we did before was a defensive challenge. Okay, now we could move, or we could attack him. You can see that now we can do things such as run, such as rally cry, such as slash attack. By the way, slash attack here you see in blue, agility plus melee, fatigue by 1, damage type slash. You can do an aim slash attack, and it is based on the actual weapon here. I haven't tested if you can use the sword and use the thrust attack like this, which is with a spear, but you can change your weapon that you are carrying by calling the squire and changing it to the spear, but it's going to use action points, as you can see, or a bow. We're going to still use the sword, and we're going to do an aimed slash attack, which is going to cost us 2 points. So I click here, and you're going to see up here, where do you want to aim? Let's remember that I just talked about the position. So I want to aim. You can see that the right arm is the one that holds the sword. So I'm going to aim the right arm. Okay, look at this. Here we have a difficulty unknown because we cannot see the number of this guy, but it says that we now, as you can see, initiates an attack challenge against your Ulfius. We don't know the number, and it says some challenges can be cancelled. Here, if you decide to do so, it might allow you to choose another option, or to postpone a difficult challenge for a better time. A different option means to choose anything else from here. When you initiate a challenge, such as when you attack in combat or in a persuasion challenge, you succeed if your challenge total is above the total of your opponent. But what's the number? The higher the margin is, the more wounds you will inflict in combat. Since you don't know your opponent's total here, you must simply guess. So do we say that 4 is a sufficient number? I don't think so. So this is what I'm going to use here is a maximum with loyalty. This one here. It's going to be a 14, and I'm going to add more over here. Let's hope that we're going to hit him. Now it says here that minus 1 right arm target and minus 3 shield defense advantage for the opponent. So let's try it. We failed. It adds fatigue points, as you can see here. Again, now it's the time of the opponent to attack. So this is again a prowess, a defense challenge with prowess here. The number is 17. When facing a defense challenge, if the total score does not exceed the difficulty, the location will indicate the area of the body that will receive damage, and the negative margin between the total score and the difficulty. You have here a negative margin here. We don't have a prowess one, but we have a very, very high one that it's love in here. So pay attention to the existing wounds of your knight. We don't have right now. It's 0, 0, 0, 0, all the body parts. If an area of the body reaches -6, the knight, it's by accumulation, it's stacking, it's going to stack. The knight will fall unconscious and he will die if he receives -6 in a single hit. To avoid this, you can target an area that has not yet received a hit. So if you don't want to kill your opponent, that is. Or you can aim for the special square that will prevent any damage to the knight. This is the thing that I don't really get it, but I think it has to do with something on the margin wheel. Only one special square can be present at a time. 3 special squares exist: the binding, the steed, and the dodge. So let's add love here, and this is going to surpass this, of course, but you can see here we cannot see the margin. By the way, I'm going to use the maximum. We hit OK and we succeed. The previous wheel was the aim of the opponent. Now it's my turn to do a slash attack. The slash attack that I'm going to use here, we don't know the number, let's remember. We could be very, very happy with this number, but I'm going to go with this one. By the way, I don't see inspiration here. That's the thing that I don't understand. So here we have it. We have a fatigue for the opponent, and the knight has no inspiration in the chosen virtue. No inspiration in the chosen virtue. No inspiration. Okay, so let's just do this. The maximum damage, and we fail. Okay. I think now that he's aiming to the torso. Now, regarding the inspiration, you can use your knight's virtues of inspiration to change the outcome of the challenge. These virtues are displayed below. Here we have it. We have virtues in prowess and in l'agresse, but not in loyalty and love. Here you have it. So these virtues are displayed below. Only virtues with a values greater than 0 are available. So for example, you have here loyalty. If you choose loyalty, you don't have inspiration. But because we have in La Grèce and in summer, if we choose La Grèce here, which is 4, we don't have summer. We will have inspiration here. So that's pretty good. So we can add this and we get to 20. Now we cannot add, remember, we cannot add inspiration if we don't have the inspiration here. Now, what I'm going to do is to increase this to 6, but also we're going to fail. And as you can see, the only way to do that is with, or at least with La Grèce could be possible, but I will reach up to 18 and I'm aiming to the torso. Now this is a little bit, it's not intuitive at all. It is very, very, very complex and difficult to understand. The first time that you do this is very difficult, but slowly you're going to get it. So here you have, again, we're going to definitely difficulty 20. We cannot get that. It's not going to be possible. So I'm going to be content with 18. That's the maximum thing that we can do. But that's just for the explanation.
Decide to call it quits. At this rate, they won't last long, Ulfius laughs. Hector catches his breath, then thanks his friend for the fight. The knight holds back our heroes a moment. I saw a tearful young woman in London, Ulfius says. If you help her, she'll be delighted to choose one of you as her champion. There's nothing like the prospect of winning a lady's favor to strengthen one's courage. When he hears this, Kay sneers. He does not need a lady to be brave. Ulfius starts laughing. Hector rolls his eyes and then thanks his friend.
Okay, now a note on how do you walk. So you right click, and the closer you are, the closer the pointer is to the character. This is a group of characters, but the closer you are, the slowly they walk. But if you click here, you're going to see 3 arrows. Here we're going to see 1, 2, and 3, and this is going to make them run. Just click the horses, and we're going to ride the horses. You can select each of them by clicking here. For example, you want to click Arthur, it's going to be selected here. You want to click Sir Kay and Sir Hector, or you can click Tab, and it's going to cycle in between them. You can see that each of them has different things here, different virtues, different stats, obviously. So now let's remember that we have to ask him another question.
Elias is delighted to see our hero again. He asks how he can help.
Asking him about the battle that await us in the large list.
Sir Hector must fight Sir Agwisance and Sir Meliant of Lys on horseback. They are formidable opponents. Seeing him head off, Elias asks that he's available if our hero has more questions.
Okay, let's just write here. Let's write again. The art style is gorgeous. Is gorgeous. You see guys in the background. You see different areas. So yeah, it's amazing. So here you can change the location because you have 2 lanes here. One that goes here and one that goes down here. So you click here, they change the lane, and we continue. So, returning here, the next thing is meet the man mentioned by the herald. We have finished this, but now we can see that it says become the champion of a noble lady. We have to find a lady, and for that we need to go to London. And then, because we asked, it is green, but finally, when we finally become the champion of a noble lady, we're going to be able to fight. So let's go and find the lady.
Amazed, our knights passed the majestic gate to London, the largest town in all of Britain.
So there she is, our lady. So let's talk to her.
Our hero spot a very young lady sobbing her heart out. The sleeves of her pretty blue dress have been torn off. Kay laughs at her, but Arthur says nothing. In the end, it is Hector who comforts the girl. Her eyes full of tears, she says, "Sire, I am so ashamed for you to see me in such a state. My name is Neris, and from now on, I will also be known as the damsel with the short sleeves."
Medieval nobles and their problems, you know. Neris, so we have found Neris. Let's see. Greet the damsel and ask about the cause of her distress.
Her older sister, Carenza, who tore off her sleeves. She could not stand it when I made the teeniest criticism of her bow, the so-called proud and magnificent Meliant of Liss, says the damsel, grimacing.
Okay, so now we have learned that she is the sister of Carenza. We're going to meet Carenza in a few seconds, but we have to propose to Neris to be her champion.
She'll gladly accept Hector as her champion if he can find her precious sleeves.
Tell her you will find her
The
sleeves.
young lady smiles. If Sir Hector could, she would be truly delighted, and her heart would be soothed.
So knightly. So,
The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes.
the first thing that you would do is to go and talk with Carenza, but the thing is actually here. When you see this symbol, this means that you are to find something there, something of interest. So we're going to approach the fountain.
Our knight looks for the sleeves of the younger lady, and he finds them at the bottom of the pool, but they are in terrible condition.
You can also transfer items, as you can see. So for example, we have here the young Arthur. So we grab the filthy sleeves and we just drop it on him. We can do that. But we're going to return it to him. Okay, let's ride the horses again.
What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. The gentle splashing of the water adds life to the scene.
So charming, the narration here. Okay, let's bring Let's bring these guys to the horses. So let's go and find... By the way, if you click here, you're going to see the next available mission here, which is become the champion of a noble lady, have new sleeves made for netties, or get the sleeves cleaned and repair for netties. So we're going to get the sleeves clean. This here, the lady with the yellow dress, she is the sister of Netties. We're going to ignore her. And over here, we can see the store of the Byzantine tailor here. I'm going to talk with him.
Behind a stall selling rare and precious fabrics, a bronze-skinned merchant with a broad smile greets our knight. The merchant, named Basil, sells the most beautiful and fine products.
I just assume that he is a Byzantine because of the name Basil. But who knows? Greet the merchant.
First shows muslin and camlet, and then various silk fabrics: alpine, pale, cycloton, osterine, sandal, samite, and more. Though the names are too many for our hero to remember, he's dazzled by the fabric's colors, textures, and sheen.
Eventually ask if he could clean and mend the sleeves.
The merchant examines the two pieces of fabric with a vexed look. "Sire," he says, "what happened to such beautiful sleeves? But fine, I will take care of them. It will cost you nothing, only 60 pennies.
Now it's pretty interesting to see here that it says that extravagant equals to 240 pennies, rich 120, normal 60 pennies, and poor 0 pennies. We're going to pay for the repair of the filthy sleeves for our damsel. 60 pennies. Half of our money. Now, we can say don't buy the sleeves or negotiate, and this is something good because it gives you the option like an RPG, like for example a role-playing game in which you can do roles for this. So we have, depending on the cards as well, you know, persuasion, challenge and stuff, you have here two options, love and loyalty -2, but love will give the opportunity to give a +2 if we use that card. You're about to face a persuasion challenge. Each dialogue choice corresponds to a knightly virtue, and after you select a dialogue choice, you can only play cards from this virtue. So let's go for love because we have love. We have loyalty as well. Pretty good hand of cards that we have here. Basil, your fabrics render me speechless. They are clearly the product of hard work and remarkable skill. Yet, I also know a dealer must negotiate their prices. We have an unknown number here, but it says that it's persuasion. Change knight in a challenge. So some challenge allow you to change knights. So depending on the one that you select is going to give you a different outcome, as you can see. So the best outcome is for Arthur with 7. I think it's because, well, actually, this is Sir Ector has trading +2. But Arthur has better grace. If you see here, where's grace here? He has 5 grace, wisdom, grace, soul sphere, measures the character's natural elegance and charisma. It's very, very charismatic. So we're going to go for this one, and let's select the card that says love with the greater number. But loyalty could be useful. Let's see. We're going to... The knight has no inspiration in the chosen virtue, which is love, he has 000. Well, you can see here another option here. We can see that this one, for example, Sir Hector, has in prowess, but we don't have prowess here. And the other one has 2222, so we can go further into that number, but 456, I don't think it's going to be too much. This is the maximum that we can, because he has in love he has a little bit of that virtue, so we can use inspiration. So we could either use this 10, which is the maximum that we can get, or use Arthur. I think we're going to use this one, but we're going to fail either way.
Hands on hips, the merchant hears our hero out. Then, with an exasperated wave of his hand, he declares his price is firm.
Agree to pay the cost of repairing and cleaning the sleeves for the full price of 60 pennies.
The merchant works fast and well. He repairs the loose seams and swiftly cleans the sleeves before drying them over the fire. They are now in incredible condition and look like new. Basil hopes our knight will come.
Good. Let's go and find the lady.
Neris, still sorrowful, welcomes our hero once again, but with a faint look of hope.
Let's give her the sleeves.
The young girl wipes tears from her eyes. What joy the sight of these immaculate sleeves brings her. To spite her sister and to show her gratitude to Hector, Neris happily agrees to let Hector be her champion.
So she agrees. We have a lady.
Laughs kindly. She's far too young to be his beloved. Yet he is a courteous man, so he willingly agrees to defend the damsel's honor. And so she entrusts him with one of her precious sleeves. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes.
Whenever he likes. Now, item equipment here. Look how beautiful this is. You have nozzle helmets, you have all kind of stuff here. Equip an item. So let's equip the item. This item must be equipped. It grants +1 in will. Where's will here? So he has 2. So we're going to equip this. We can see the age here. Suppose. Pretty interesting. Sir Kai. Kai is Hector's son and Arthur's brother, a surly but loyal man who can always be counted on. This knight does not lack verve. His tongue, as sharp as his sword, knows how to steer conversations, while his strong character sometimes offend more staid minds. You can see he's 20 years old, and then we have 15 years old young squire Arthur. Son of Hector is a squire to his brother Sir Kay. Arthur's knighthood ceremony is planned for after the London tournament he is attending with his father and brother, and he cannot wait. One day he hopes to become a knight of great standing, but destiny has greater things for him. Okay, next. We gotta go and fight because we already have the lady, so let's go ahead and meet all of you in the tournament area.
Aguisance and Million also stand ready to face off against Hector and Kay. Emphatically and poetically, the herald proclaims how Aguisance has accomplished such fine feats thanks to his ardor and daring. He also introduces Million to Bliss, whose strength is well proven. Then it is Hector and Kay's turn. Though Elias praises the experience of the first and the ardor of the second, our knights feel he could have presented them better. Now, let the duel begin. Alas, Arthur lost Kay's sword. Kay spitefully accuses his brother of being a bad squire. It's impossible for him to fight without his trusted sword. So now, here he is, stuck on the sidelines. Fortunately, Orpheus arrives to fight alongside Hector.
Okay, so initiative. You will have to take on an initiative challenge to determine which side will start the fight. So this initiates an initiative challenge against Sir Meliant de Lis. We don't know the number. We can see that we are very good at prowess. We have prowess here, which is going to boost ourselves. So I can select this one. And we go like this. This is the maximum I think we can get. That's it. So let's see. Success. Good. Okay. Here you can see examine, which allows to examine statistics and states of combatants and horses. It also allows to examine the statistics of the opponents. For example, you click here, you can click this one, and we're going to examine, for example, the horse. You can also injure the horse, which is something very interesting about the mechanics. We can see also all of the numbers here regarding the body parts of the opponent. Action points. Remember that you can change knights during your combat turn. Make sure you have performed the desired action with each knight before ending the turn. Okay. Now, movement in combat. After moving 3 hexes on horseback with a cavalry lance, your knight will crouch his lance to indicate that he can charge or countercharge. Again, 3 hexes on horseback with a cavalry lance. The charge is a powerful attack that uses your horse's strength to deal heavy damage, and it costs no action points. You can see the tooltip of this action here requires that you need to have traveled at least 3 hexes in the last 2 turns. Okay, that's the charge. So, this is Hector. One, two, three. Let's move 3. Okay, now that I have moved the knight 3 hexes, now I can charge against this guy. Look at this. And still move 1. But I think this guy is down here, right? There we have it. I don't like the fact that this is like... Okay, this is a countercharge challenge. We don't know the number, but we know that he is with love. We have one love here and one very, very high love here. So what is a countercharge? If an enemy charges you while your lance is crouched, you will have to face a countercharge challenge. Depending on the outcome of the challenge, you may either inflict or suffer injuries. So it is going to be good to be... this is basically a good moment in which we can select this one, because we have good good numbers with love and boosting here. We can go and boost it for 1 point. It says that we have 3 shield defense advantage, and the opponent has a -3 shield defense advantage. The other thing is that you can break the weapons of your opponent. So you're going to see this very, very interesting. So, hit OK. Steed. Good. Okay, now is a steed attack challenge against Sir Meliant de Lys. Against the steed. Now, let us use... We don't have any numbers here, so it doesn't matter what we use here. So we are going to use the prowess one, the biggest one, and we succeeded. There we go. Sir Hector inflicted a minor wound. You can check that if you go... This is the actual... I want to click here, control, but first it's going to say a minor wound -2 on Sir Meliant de Lys, but on the steed, not on the knight. Sir Meliant de Lys is destabilized. Okay. And he goes down. Sir Meliant de Lys was not wounded while falling. Now the animations are gorgeous. Animations are gorgeous. This is a work of art. This is beautiful. Okay, now, who are we now? This guy. So what I can do is to aim thrust attack, and I can attack this one. And you know what? No, I don't want to do this one. I want to cancel this one, by the way. Never mind. I just selected this one, so I'm going to go for the steed again. It's only one here. I'm going to cancel this. Let us go and do an aim thrust against him. What I'm going to hit him is the right leg, I think. Right arm. Okay. Let's increase the odds. Sir Hector inflicted a major wound on Sir Meliant de Lys' right arm. You can see here, that's the opponent, the right arm. And you can see that it has a wound. Sir Hector loses a total of 2 honor. 1 for a horseback attack on an unmounted knight, and 1 for an attacking an unarmed knight. Okay, this is something new because I didn't know that. Let's remember that we are in the Middle Ages and we have to be honorable in our deeds, in our actions. So this is not honorable at all. Grant mercy. When an enemy has a wound malice under -2, he might ask for mercy. Give the enemy the opportunity to ask during their turn. What is this? Surrender. Okay, let's choose this one. What I'm going to do is to move this guy. I'm just trying to get this guy. Okay, let's move here. So we have charge or aim charged. I think I'm going to do an aim charged. And look at this. We have 6 in melee here in the strategy. We don't have those numbers, cavalry here. No, I was mistakenly I thought this was virtues. We have a lock here in virtues for some reason. So let's go to the torso of this guy. This is not going to be well for him. 12. I don't think we're going to be able to hit him. Let's do it anyway. It's a draw. Fantastic. Sir Ulfius' shield cracked on the belt. That's sad. The enemy asked for mercy. To accept, you must pass the challenge. If you accept, your level of opulence will increase, otherwise you will lose honor. So, we hit OK and we succeeded. So we gain opulence because Sir Ector gave mercy to Sir Meliant for a ransom of 1 opulence points. Now this guy is alone. It's my turn. Okay. Let us move this guy here. Now, I can do an aim charge. I think I'm going to hit the steed. You know what? I'm going to hit the torso. I'm going to use this. We fail. Wow, he hit me -4, I think. Sir Aguasens inflicted a major wound on Sir Ector's torso. That is crazy. Now Sir Ector's initiate a horsemanship challenge. So yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm going to use this one. It fails either way. He fell from the horse. He received a major wound on the right leg. Okay, now it's the turn of this guy. Okay. Let's do the maximum. We succeeded. We inflicted a -3 on his left arm. So your Ulfius lance shattered in pieces, so now we don't have a weapon. I think we have a sword. Still, with what happened, the horse is going to throw this guy down. He's now wounded while falling. Okay. Let's end the turn. We have a Grail card, which is a very, very powerful boost. So let's draw. Mercy Challenge. Okay. Sir Hector gave mercy to Sir Aguizens for a ransom of 1 opulence. There we go. So we won.
Graceful and precise, our knights fought with fabulous power and speed. How beautiful to see such a duel. Spectators were awed to watch young knights defeated by 2 older warriors. Elias proclaims Ulfius and Hector victorious. Kay will have one last chance to shine. The next tournament will pit Kay and Bodwin against Orion and Brastias. But for now, those who have just fought should go and rest. Kay, red with rage, orders his brother to find him a sword, and fast. Feeling ashamed, Arthur only has himself to rely on.
Okay, find a sword for your brother Kay. Ask the crowd where to find a sword. Okay, so let's move here. I'm going to talk with this guy here.
A knight with an impressive head of blonde hair notices our hero signaling that he would like to have a word. The knight greets him. This man, dressed in azure and gold, is called Orion.
Orion. Orion, ask where we could find a sword
Orion
for my
snorts
brother.
mockingly. Losing your nice sword? Ha! Now I have heard it all. Furthermore, he adds, he's not one to lend things, especially not his sword. The King of Gore pays no further attention to our hero.
Okay, so apparently... Okay, we need to steal... Let's see, let's ask... Let's ask this guy here.
This knight, lost in thought, does not react when Arthur greets him.
So they are ignoring him.
Arthur is unable to rouse this blonde knight dressed in gules and gold from his torpor. The outcome of the last fight seems to have plunged him into deep dismay. A king with emaciated, almost razor-sharp features awaits the next stage of the face-off. He does not even deign to look at our hero.
No one wants to tell him where to find the sword.
A knight, as strong as an ox and as broadly built, silently awaits the next fight. Nevertheless, he greets our hero. The man's name is Brastias. He admits he's not much for conversation.
Sadly.
Brastias does not know what to say, so he does not reply. The knight remains silent as Arthur turns away from him.
Okay, we have left the lady Nedis.
The triumphant damsel leaps for joy. Hector really put up a good fight. His victory has fully restored our honor. Now my sister can cry in shame, she exclaims. Carenza must be at her beloved's bedside, tending his wounds and his self-esteem. Neri's tinkling laugh rises softly. Neris opens her eyes wide. She has no idea.
Of course, she
The
has no
damsel
idea.
invites our hero to
She's a
come and
damsel.
talk with her whenever he likes. An elderly knight greets our hero cheerfully. Dressed in gules and silver crosses, the man says his name is Baldwin. Baldwin is very sorry for him. After a few words of encouragement, he tells Arthur that there is an old man outside the city who might be able to help him.
Good.
The knight wishes our hero good day.
Wish him good day as well. So now we have to go and find this old man. Find the old man outside the city. Now, something that this game is lacking is a proper map. A proper map would be magnificent in here. So let's go and find the old man.
This oak tree's boughs reach high into the sky. The broad trunk has a solid wooden door. Someone lives here.
Let's go and check out.
Arthur knocks, and the door opens. He climbs a long staircase, spiraling up into the darkness of the trunk. The inside of the oak tree looks more like a nest than a home. There are natural elements all around: stones, painted or engraved driftwood, mistletoe over the hearth, and above all, a prodigious quantity of feathers. An old, sickly-looking man with a humped back greets our hero in a weak voice. He's peeling lopsided, yellowish tubers. Welcome to my esprimoire, young squire, says the old man in a hoarse but warm voice. My name is Linnerm.
As where we could find a sword.
Linnerm will help Arthur, provided the young man can find him some mandrake root. The old man needs the plant's juice to treat his aching back. He also warns our hero. The mandrake will howl and curse the person who pulls it out of the ground. It is said that, rather than doing it yourself, you can make an animal pull it out. Arthur says goodbye, but when the old man says, Arthur repeats his words of farewell.
Let's go ahead and find the animal and the mandrake for the old druid. What do we got here?
A dead yew tree, stripped of its needles, looms ominously. It is the hanging tree of London. A mangy, stray dog tirelessly scratches at the ground.
The dead tree of London. How creepy is this? Let's grab this thing.
This rope will be perfect for uprooting the mandrake once tied.
Okay, let's go ahead and use it here.
Using the rope, Arthur approaches the dog, who starts to growl.
Calm the dog. Domestication challenge. Using the rope, Arthur approaches the dog, who starts to groan. I'm going to use... We need a 12. We have a good amount in prowess. I can use the Grail. If I use this one, we're not going to be able to do anything. But if I use the Grail, we're definitely going to beat this thing. But you know, the Grail it is.
With firm, stern words, Arthur coaxes the dog into letting him approach. Our hero slips the rope around its neck and ties the other end to the mandrake. He whistles, and the dog runs off at full speed, pulling out the magic plant, which screams a terrible curse at the dog that runs away as if the devil himself were on his heels. Arthur retrieves the mandrake that has finally stopped squealing.
So we got the mandrake.
Linnerm nods to Arthur as the Esprimoire door closes. The old man is delighted. To thank our hero, he gives him a grimoire and a purse full of pebbles. Use the inscription inside to enchant the purse, says Linnerm kindly.
So we have a purse of pebbles, and we're going to use now the grimoire, which is going to allow us to craft spells, which is a very interesting thing here because we not only have a medieval world, but also it has fantastic elements, which I love. I really love this. So let's go ahead and do that.
With a wink, he adds that there is indeed a sword along the way, beyond the 2 guards posted in front of the stone enclosure inside London.
So I had to give this to the guards. Create a spell. So here we have it. We have to use 2 cards from different seasons to create the spell. So, for example, we can use this 2 and click here. We draw 2 more, and then we manage to create the illusion, which is the spell which Linern entrusted to Arthur must be how the purse of pebbles change its appearance. So now they look like gems. Excellent. So now we have to use the spell.
When Arthur casts the spell the old man gave him, the purse begins to gleam. And inside, the plain old pebbles have turned into precious gems.
Okay, now what? We have to find a sword for your brother Kay, and we have distract the guards with the enchantment given to you by Linern. We all know who Linern is, right? So now that we have the purse of gems, thanks to Linern's spell, the purse of pebbles now seems to contain precious stones that we can use to pass to the area in which we're going to find the sword. Okay, let's get out. Okay, so now we ride our horse and we return to Londinum. So let's go. Let's enjoy a little bit the road in here. Okay, so now we're approaching the gate. So here are the guards that we have to give this purse of gems.
2 guards block the path. Halt there, says one with authority. No one may go further. Their stern, unsympathetic faces show that they do not feel like chatting. Guards open their eyes wide and pounce on the purse. Consumed with greed, they are too busy fighting over how to divide the gemstones to pay Arthur any mind. Among the silence and the cold, a sword rises up from a stone. Is that not the prize for the tournament?
Now I see the sword there gleaming, and I silent and trembling approach the rock to seize the sword. Oh, what rare and
You, what have you done? Cries an angry voice to the terrified Arthur. Get out of here, you beardless squire. Do you think you are the next High King? Lot mocks Arthur, shoving him out of the way. He, one of the top knights, just cannot bring himself to give up. He yanks on the hilt of the sword, but it will not budge an inch. Drawn to the scene, a crowd gathers. Observed by so many knights, Lot finally gives in. People look on in amazement. Arthur approaches the sword.
now they see the sword there gleaming, the crowd all silent and trembling. With wonderment in awe they gaze, for Lot is so virulent. Arthur cries a voice so old, the day has come just as foretold. Now take the sword, for you are the one. You are Uther and I grandson. By my own hand, you are the true heir. So does Merlin then declare.
So this is the summary that allows us to see the state of the knights at the end of an adventure, as well as the individual and collective earnings. Great battles. Since the King Arthur takes part in them personally, great battles are as important as they are dangerous. Should the king die, your legend would come to an end. The number of troops in your army is determined by the number of glory points you have amassed in your previous adventures and battles. You now have 12 of the 12 possible glory points, as your army is at its maximum strength. The High King's men now face off against the army of the treacherous barons led by King Lot. At stake here is Arthur's rightful place on the throne. Now, what I have read on the developers page is that your commanders can die eventually, but if King Arthur dies, the game is over. Look at this guy, how beautiful they are, with this guy with horns, this guy with a lion, this guy with a wolf, with a dog. It's so beautiful to see all of these guys here. Okay, so let's begin. Selection of division commanders. Select the selected division here, pikemen of the rear guard. And you can see here, you can actually select them. Each flag has its numbers. Here we have knights of the rear guard. Here we have the pikemen and the archers. Each of these, which are called divisions here, they have a commander, as you can see. This guy is Sir Ulfius, that we have met before. This one is Urien. Here we have Barastias. Here we have Sir Arthur Pendragon himself, which is this one with the dragon in the helmet. Over here we have Sir Kay. Here we have in the center, we have commanding the center, we have Sir Bodwin. In the right we have Sir Ector, that we have met also. And at the rear we have commanding the rear, or the archers, we have Bediver and Liotgrans, Sir Liotgrans. Good. Lieutenant's assignment. The first step in a great battle is to assign a lieutenant to each of the 9 divisions of your army. Your army is divided into 3 battalions, the vanguard, the center, and the rear guard. Each battalion comprises a knight division, a pikeman division, and an archer division. We have the knights, which are pretty much sergeants, for a total of 9 divisions. So here, to assign a commander, select a division, except Arthur's, which cannot be changed. It's usually best to put your greatest knights in the front row, while also having at least one good knight in every subsequent rows. So for example, here, it's telling us, let's say, here we have this one, commanding this one is unchangeable commander, Sir Arthur Pendragon, eventually. In here we can change it. So you can select one of these guys here. So you can also see that they have their own banner here. Lieutenant's assignment. To change the commander assignment to this division, click on the knight of your choice in the list. So we're going to put, because we have here Mr. K, which is Arthur's brother, and here we have Brastias. Brastias, it has a 6 in cavalry and 6 in melee. This guy has 1 in melee, so I don't think this guy is going to be good at the front. Instead, we could place, something tells me that this guy is good at melee, so we're going to place here Liotgrans. So we click here and we select Sir Liotgrans. There we go. When you're satisfied with your lieutenants, click on the hourglass to start the diplomacy. And this is another interesting thing, because you have, before the battle commences, you have diplomacy. So, how beautiful this is. I just want you to have a look at this scene that you have here and analyze how top-notch, how incredible the artwork is. It is simply marvelous. Fantastic. So, let us end this thing and let's enter diplomacy. Fighters, this is the enemy, as you can see. By the way, they appear not to have any commanders here. We can see that one of the commanders here is Sir Ibris, Sir Ibris here. And we have also Sir Nero and Sir Lot, the White Knight. Up in here we see Sir Brandegoris. And here the black one, Sir Morganor. There you go. Fighters on both sides are eager to jump into the fray. Then, the alarm sounds in the east, rising from the fog. Siege weapons led by King Barant Leapre have been spotted. You can change the battle view using the side arrows. So you can see here. You can click here and you can go to the other side and this side. The sight of these devices designed to breach Caerleon's defenses cause a panic among Arthur's troops. Arthur orders an emissary to be sent as soon as possible to try to convince Barant to renounce his support of Lot. By the way, we cannot see those siege weapons that they are talking about in here. Okay, but we can send someone to convince Barant to renounce the support. Who am I going to send? We have all of the characters here to send. Now let's check. For example, Ulfius. Ulfius, for example, he has courtesy and he has strategy. Let's talk about, for example, will, a character's ability to endure pain, wisdom, mental stability of the character. Grace measures the character's natural elegance and charisma. And authority, character's capacity to make their peers and subordinates obey them. Helps to maintain morale in combat. You can see here to make a successful speech, convince others, compose a poem, or dance gracefully. So we have two. This is the one that we're trying to look at. We want to find someone that has good grace. So Ulfius has 2, Urien has 4, Brastias 1, Bediver 2, Baudwin 3, Sir Kay 2, Hector 2, Leotgrans 4. So we have in between Leotgrans in the vanguard, but I am afraid that if we send Leotgrans, then we're going to lose Leotgrans in the battle. So I'm going to send Urien. Urien has 4. The knight designated to be the emissary leaves immediately. Urien, which is the one with the lion, go through the forest to King's Lot troops and to Barant. Now we have here, Sir Urien initiates an equestrian challenge. Equestrian challenge. The knight designated to be the emissary leaves immediately. So we have a difficulty of 12. So he has good in all of the actual inspiration, in the actual virtues. So we are going to select this one. So we have, I think if we do this, we could increase this. I think this is going to be more than enough. So, okay, and success. There we go. Sir Urien chooses his route carefully, taking detours or fording the river to avoid detection. He makes quick progress and leads his horse with ease. Soon he arrives at the camp of King Slot's reinforcements. He uses a gesture of peace to show he is an emissary. The king of the 100 knights instructs our knight to state his business. Now, convince Barant to withdraw from the conflict with a persuasion, authority, and strategy. We have authority 3. Where are the other ones? Strategy we have 6. And persuasion. It's just authority and strategy. We have 6, and authority we have 3. Make Barant believe that King Lot has sent us to say Barant's help is no longer needed with authority and subterfuge. Subterfuge would be something... There's no subterfuge. I think I'm going to use authority and strategy. I'm going to simply convince him. Let's see, we have loyalty and we have love, but love we have very low. La Grèce we don't have. So loyalty is the best one that we have. We have a card with 12 points here, so loyalty +2. Barant, I beg you to remember that Arthur is the rightful king, for he pulled the sword from the stone, in accordance with Merlin's prophecy. In the name of your loyalty to the realm of Logres, I call upon you to withdraw. A total of 11. We boost this and do the maximum with the inspiration, and we have a success. I prefer them not to have the advantage of the siege engines, or let's say artillery, so we can be victorious in this endeavor. The powerful king listens and appears increasingly troubled. His silence becomes oppressive. Sir Urien is sure all is lost when Baran finally replies. Very well, I will not have my glorious knights attack till Arthur, and, by the grace of God, be victorious. Oh my God, what a beautiful narrative here. Battle points. You've just earned 1 battle point. These points indicate the general progress of the battle. At 0 points, the outcome of the battle is uncertain. The more battle points you have, the more the battle turns in your favor. Perfect, we have here the battle points here. And you can see these are it's like in Total War, where you see the ratio of the battle, which side is having the advantage. There we go. So, oh my God, what beautiful thing is happening here. Just before the battle, Arthur brandishes the Sword of Kings. Look at this guy. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. It shines so brightly as though 30 torches had been lit. All the enemies take fight. The two armies face each other on a muggy late summer morning. Arthur can't wait for the battle to begin. He still has to prepare the first charge by his knights, who will fight Lot's followers. Lead the charge with the 83 Vanguard Knights led by the commander Sir Leodrans, this guy's here, or lead the charge with the 83 Rearguard Knights led by the commander Sir Brastias. I think it's Brastias, this is Brastias. You know what, I'm going to send... Now, Brastias has very good cavalry, the art of riding and fighting on horseback. Has very good melee. Authority has 4. But Leotrans has 4 as well, but has less in cavalry. But better in strategy. Huh. Okay, I prefer to send one guy that is better at cavalry. So I'm going to send Sir Brastias, go! Here we see Sir Brastias. Okay, now, do you wish to manage the battle yourself or entrust decisions to your lieutenant, auto-resolve? Now, you have an auto-resolve combat here. This is getting better. This is getting better. Auto combat. It is possible to simulate the resolution of great battle combat using a single military strategy challenge. This can save you time, especially if your troops are superior to your opponents in number and quality. The margin of success or failure of this challenge is interpreted to determine the challenge consequences. Be careful though. If you fail this challenge, your lieutenant may be injured in a coma or even die. Don't choose auto combat if you're not willing to take that risk. Who is going to be against us? Entrust the management of the battle to the chosen lieutenants. Auto-resolve, military strategy, which is going to use sense and strategy. This guy has... In strategy, he has 3. Sadly, we didn't choose Lagrange. He had very, very good strategy here. And since he has 1, so manage the battle yourself. There you go. Sir Brastias initiates a strategy challenge against Sir Brandegoris. This is unknown. So, let's see. We can use this one. Oh, this is the maximum we can get. I don't know why. What do you say? Before having the High King's army rush forward, our lieutenant will first put his strategic skill to good use. Oh my god, I succeeded! Yeah. There we go. Now we have a good one here. The scouts have just warned Sir Brastias that there are water holes to the east. Our lieutenant takes advantage of the situation, sending his knights in at a safe distance to draw the enemy soldiers into the trap. They are cornered, and their mounts are already exhausted. The enemy's mounts are tired. Sir Brastias urges his men to fight with righteous fire. He goes first. All his men have to do is catch a glimpse of his banner fluttering in the wind, and they confidently throw themselves into the fray. Combats. The combats you fight in the great battles have a major impact on what happens next. If you manage to eliminate or force the enemy unit to retreat, while in both cases keeping half or more of your troops, this combat will be a decisive victory and you will earn 2 battle points. If you manage to eliminate the enemy unit or force it to retreat, within both cases, less than half of your troops still fighting, this combat will be a narrow victory and you win only 1 battle point. The opposite also applies if you lose the battle. If you eliminate or ransom your opponent's lieutenant, you'll earn 1 additional battle point, and if your lieutenant surrenders or perishes, you lose 1 battle point. We have 1 battle earned there. So we have here Arthur's knights all over here. And these are the enemy. Okay, let's go and fight. Send this guy here. This is Brastias. Okay, we send also this other knight here. And finally, this guy will stay here in reserve. Here comes Brandegoris. Sir Brastias faces a counter-charge challenge against Sir Brandegoris. It's taking into account all of the points of Brastias here, 1 and cavalry 6, that's good, plus 0 and plus 7. Okay, this is because of the steed fatigue of the opponent. Let's remember that we tired them before in the previous challenge. Demoralized enemies and plus shield defense advantage. We also have a shield, but apparently this guy has a great helmet, which creates a little bit more of a defense for him. The malus here is minus 3 shield defense advantage for the opponent. Oh, interesting that if we have an odd total, your lance will break. Okay. Let us do prowess. With prowess we can boost this and succeed. Good card. 6. That's okay. Sir Brastias inflicted a minor wound. Minus 3. Where was it? In the head? Now he's like stunned. Sir Brandegoris' lance shattered in pieces. Now he's unprotected. Fantastic. He doesn't want to engage with me. Don't forget to use your grimoire. You currently have a combination of cards that allows you to create a spell. What do we have here? Astral Reward. Use a series of 2 cards from the Spring Season Love in consecutive order. Okay, let's try this one. We also got more. We have a Lagress of 12 as well. This also helps to draw cards from your deck. The Astral Renewal allows to... I think it's for drawing cards, yeah. Bravery or Animal Healing. Oh, look at this. Bravery increases... Wow, this is amazing. General spells, we can choose from them. Increase the selected knight's core dice threshold by 12 for the duration of the combat. Also increases the selected knight's will trait by 1 for the duration of the combat. So uses 2 summer cards, prowess, including a 6 or a 7. Do we have that? We have a prowess 6 and a 7. No, but we don't have that. Never mind, we have this, which is an Astral Renewal. Allows to draw a new hand, and we have very, very good cards in here. Okay, now what? Okay, let's move this guy here. I want to charge against this one, so we're going to go here. Here, what can I do? Just stop this one, and this knight will move here. Arthur's knight faces a countercharge challenge. Who's the knight? I think it's this one. So let's use this. Success. -4 in the chest, in the torso. Arthur's knight shield cracked to the belt. King Slot's knight armor, small diameter button made hauberk became useless. And now he's unhorsed. Initiates a mercy challenge from King Lot's knight. Let's use this one. We give mercy to him. You know what? Can I draw cards here? No, I'm just going to do this one. Arthur's knight gave mercy to King Lot's knight for 1 opulence points. Okay, countercharge now. Let's use this one. Six. This is a heavy wound. We unhorse 2 knights. Charge challenge loyalty against King Lot's Knight C. What is that? Loyalty. I'm going to use this one, and eventually we're going to stop him. Kingslot's Knight, land shattered in pieces. Is your turn. Okay, I want to charge against this one. And whatever. Squire, oh, there you go. Squire challenge. Your knight no longer has a lance to fight, so he needs the squire. So we bring the lance. But the difficulty is 6. We need not too much. So let's add this one and hit OK. Now we got a lance. And oh, there you go. Now we can attack. So there we go. What I'm going to do is to take him. I was confused because you have to click here. Now remember that. So what I'm going to do is I don't have more action points, so the action points are now depleted, but this guy has, or this one, I think he can thrust attack. I think is going to be better. So the number is very, very high because of the destabilized opponent. So this opponent is stabilized. +3 coward opponent, +3 wounds, and +3 demoralized enemies because we are winning. So in battle, the lieutenant is responsible for the actions of the knights. Thus, honor points lost by your knights are deducted from your lieutenant. If your lieutenant dies or surrenders, your group cohesion automatically drops to 0 and you lose all of your grail cards. But we have one grail card here, an amazing grail card. I think we have more than enough. I'm just going to boost it a little bit here with this. Oh my god, that was a heavy hit. It's a -6 to Sir Brandegoris. I lost honor. Sir Brastias lost a total of 1 honor. 1 for attacking an unarmed knight. Let's remember that we have to be conscious about what are the rules of knighthood. We have to abide to those codes. Sir Brandegoris' armor, right, I let became useless. Is he going to be unhorsed again? Just obliterating these guys. Okay, let's just what we can do now. Can we select this one? Let's move this one here. You know what? Let's bring this guy here. He sounds the retreat, obviously. I gained 3 battle points and I think we won. The Knights of the Vanguard Division withstood the onslaught of adversaries with bravery and force, smashing helms and shattering shields. They fought so well that they beat back the daring enemy fighters. This successful charge marks a considerable breakthrough in the already thinning ranks of the enemy. Now we have a decisive victory opportunity. I think it's because of the current battle points that we have here. Now that you've reached the decisive victory threshold, you have the opportunity to fight an enemy general and plunder the opposing camp. Choose your lieutenant carefully, for a tough battle is about to begin. You may also decide not to fight the enemy general, in which case you will not plunder the opposing camp. Shall we plunder the camp? Okay, I'm going to send, let's see. the best melee, I think. What is this? Sir Urien has courtesy. I'm sending Hector. I'm sending Hector, definitely. What is this thing that he has in his head? Sir Hector took advantage of his troops' advance to move farther into the heart of the fray. Although he and his men have just emerged from a grueling onslaught, he's determined to change the outcome of the battle. But what is this he sees now? King Lot and his guard? Sir Hector is ready to settle the score. But that was without accounting for Sir Nero, Lot's right-hand man, who steps in with his knights to stand in their way. Where's Lot? Okay, this is... Wow, this is getting crazy. Honor. You control troops that are not knights. These troops are not subject to the Code of Honor. Wow. Amazing. You can therefore break these rules to gain an advantage in combat. Fantastic. This is a medieval dream for turn-based hex strategy. To gain an advantage in combat, for example, you can attack the same target with several people. So you can just lynch the knight because they don't have the honor to do. So amazing. What the heck? Does this guy has a flaming sword? Oh my fucking fuck. Whoa. Okay. I'm really enjoying this. Oh my god, I'm really enjoying this. Let's charge directly to this guy. There you go. Let's do it. I have a 24 here, so I'm going to charge. Not to do an aim charge, I'm just going to do a charge here. Oh, but it's very low. He doesn't have very good agility. Though I can do this. Let's see. A very amazing charge. What the hell? What is this? Select a card, non-Grail, to use inspiration. Okay, let's do it. A success here. What was that? Left injury, -3. It's enforced. Oh my god. What the hell? Look at his apparel. Sir Nero was not wounded while falling, at least. Well, at least he's not wounded. We can't set this, guys. Oh my god, we cannot move too much. This is amazing. They move very slowly, but I can lynch that guy. So, you know, guys, don't judge a knight by his armor. Don't judge a knight by his armor. Take that into account. They are retreating. Are you fucking kidding me? What is he doing? Oh, he's trying to charge against me. Oh my god. I have a loyalty charge challenge. Okay, I have loyalty here. Let's see. No, I don't have. But I have very powerful cards here. So I'm going to defend myself here. Oh god. I'm having so much fun with this. Nero's Knight's lance shattered in pieces. Okay, he doesn't have a lance. He's trying to charge against me. Oh my god. Let's see, look at this guy. I love the animations here. Difficulty 13. And Hector forces another charge. So two guys are charging against Hector while he just unhorsed the other knight. Oh my god. So now, 13. So I can use this shit. And I can use... Oh my god, I can go further. Oh no. This is not good. Can I use more here? No, I have I have prowess. There you go. Prowess. There you go. You can do 3. Why not? Prowess. I just have 1 prowess here. No, this is not good. Not good. Just 12. Why? Why? Can I see something on the grimoire? Oh my god, I cannot use the grimoire. Never mind. So, I don't want to be hit in the torso. I want to be hit here in the left leg. Yes, I failed, but there's nothing we can do. 2 guys charging to the same guy. Oh my god, left leg. -3 injury in the left leg. At least I am on the horse. So the lance shattered of the knight. Those 2 knights don't have lances. Additionally, Sir Actor's armor, small butted mail, left stocking became useless. I have now initiates a horsemanship challenge just to see if I don't fall. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use. Wait, prowess. I'm going to use prowess. Yes, and I don't fall. I will not fall from this horse. So now the other guy is trying to charge against this guy. This is a 19. Let's see. This is love. I have love here. A lot of love. And I have... Why do I have so much malice here? Oh my god. Overwhelmed. Weapon. Steed fatigue. Wounds. No, I'm not managing to do anything. Oh my god, he's going to hit me. Oh god, he's going to hit me. Yes, okay. He will have to hit me. So now, of course, they are punching. What was that? A -6 on the right arm. The lance is now shattered into pieces and now I'm unhorsed. My god, Sir is gone! Okay, when a combat goes wrong... Oh my god, I can't. Just imagining the scene. This guy goes straight into the Yellow Knight, and the Yellow Knight is unhorsed, and then the 3 knights... It's like the bodyguards looking at his general falling, and then they are bunching up all together against the poor Hector. Your knight is in a cowardly state. He reaches this state when his cowardice gouge. Look at this. This is the gouge. Cowardice gouge is full. He can no longer draw inspiration, and he receives a -3 penalty to all his challenges in combat. You can use a rally cry to lower the cowardice gouge if your knight does not have enough. But my knight is simply gone. He's gone. There's no... Just pikeman. This guy is dead. Flat dead in the ground. Okay, let us sound a retreat. Shall we? Or do we still attack them? I think I'm going to attack them. Why not? Let's see. I'm going to attack this guy. Why do I have to retreat? I don't want to retreat. I'm just going to continue attacking these guys. Okay, let's go. No retreat. They don't need honor. They don't have to abide for the knight code. Now, oh my god. Here they come. The pikeman faces a defense challenge. Okay, but we can use this. There we go. We have the pikes. I don't want to retreat. So now I have to do the defense challenge. Okay, I can use loyalty. I can use this. Here we go. It's my turn. Look at this. I'm going to go for a thrust. For example, if you do an aim thrust, strike with the point of your weapon, very effective except against riveted mesh and plate armor. But this guy here, let's remember that we can choose this and click here. Does he has riveted armor or something? What kind of armor does he has? Displays armor points. Display armor points again against thrust, and we're going to do a thrust. Now, so he has... Oh, here you can see, in the head he has more. In the chest he has 2, but at the sides he doesn't have. I can try to hit his... what will be the right hand? Or the horse even. Let's unhorse them. What the hell? Let's unhorse them. How do I hit the horse? I want to hit the horse. If I do this... fuck it. I'm gonna do this. Wait. We have 4 points in... No, we don't have those. I change this. Let's go. Success. Okay. Next one. It's enhanced. We're going to avenge the death of Hector. Okay. Now. Here we go. Fail. You blocked it. Please don't get your thing shattered. Send this guy here. Okay. He stays there. Sending this one here. And this one here. There we go. What are you going to do? He's trying to charge. Okay. 12. Okay. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. This is a defense challenge of 12. I can do it. I can do it. Where's the... Oh god, I can't. No, this is not true. This is unfair. Ah, it was a -1. Never mind. It's trying to charge against me. You see what I did? It's like an X shape formation. It's my turn. Now this guy will kill this one. This one is going to be killed right now. Well, at least he moved 1 square back. Okay, now let's try to hit this guy. I'm going to go for... Let's go with Cyrnero. Yes, of course, why not? There you go. Never mind, it just failed. Now they know that these pikemen don't abide. Body state. Your knight is destabilized. This body state is reached when he loses a defense challenge. As a result, his action points are reduced to 0, and he suffers a -6 penalty to all of his combat challenge. Never mind. Look. Okay. He stays there. Okay. I'm not retreating. Wow, look at this. I'm not getting those. This was a -6. Oh my god. He's dead. 4 members. We're losing. We're losing. Okay. I know. Cannot do too much. Another guy dead. This is an onslaught. Oh god. Ah, at least he's alive. $20. I'm going to be hit. That doesn't look good. Another fallen soldier. Okay, it's time to retreat. Goodbye. Oh my god. Hector lies dead. It's my turn. On the heels of this well-executed offensive, the High King Arthur intends to take advantage of the unrest spreading through the opposing ranks. The pikemen will soon take over against Lot's followers. Here you are at the second assault. The number of assaults planned for a battle is determined by the size of the armies involved. The current assault is indicated in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. However, a battle can be shortened if the battle points reach the rout or decisive threshold. Which I think is this one. Battle turn. Okay. Fight with the center pikemen led by Commander Sir Bathwin. With the pikemen led by Commander Sir Urien, or the Vanguard pikemen. I think I'm going to send this one. What is this? Agility. Some of them have better agility. I'm sending this one. Do you wish to manage the battle yourself? Yes, I want. Because he has strategy too. In the sense too, I don't think he's going to win. So, manage the battle myself. Our men were too slow to taunt the opposing pikemen and led them into a clay valley the scouts had spotted. As our fighters engage the enemy, it begins to rain and they sink, becoming bogged down and exhausted. Yeah, good. The men then hurtle forward to strike the enemy. I think all of these good things is because we have good battle points, good amount of battle points. Oh god, we have just 3 of them. This is not getting good. He's dead. No, this is not looking good. Do we move here? I'm going to unhorse this guy. There's nothing else I can do. Impossible. Okay, I think I'm going to sound a retreat. Dutch. Special defense. You can dodge your opponent's attack. In this case, you must complete a second challenge to determine whether you're dodge or not. I cannot make it. I cannot make it. It's impossible. I'm failing here. He's dead. Every hit is so overpowered. I was unaware that this group, that this division had so little. Sorry, they had no commander. Okay, the battle continues. Look at this, and then the battlefield continues to fill up with dead bodies here. The well-trained assailants caused numerous injuries with their treacherous spikes. Our fighters, weakened and struggling, have many deaths to mourn. In the melee, men and horses, friendly and enemy combatants, archers, pikemen, and horsemen of all banners, all become indistinguishable. Now that some of our men have been massacred, the High King's troops review their positions so they won't get divided and cornered by the enemy groups scattered across the plain. The outcome of the battle is becoming increasingly clear. Arthur is convinced this third charge will be conclusive. He will send his archers against Lot's pikemen. He knows he cannot afford to make a mistake. His reign and the future of Britain are at stake. So, we have to choose who is going to be the guy that will Sir Ulfius, the future of Britain is at your hands. Strategy 6 and sense 5. We could do it like this. Okay, let's entrust the management of the battle to the chosen lieutenant. There we go. So here we have, this is the difference because I have good strategy and very, very good sense. Represents the acuity of the character's perception. So this is the military strategy challenge. Lieutenant Sir Ulfius and their 37 archers of the vanguard are fighting Sir Morganor and his 75 knights of the vanguard. I can use this. Our archers were unable to protect the rest of Arthur's troops. The lances rained down, felling ever more men from our ranks. The assault resulted in the death of many of our archers. At the top of a hill, King Lot advances, brandishing his sword to urge his troops onward to the slaughter. Then an unknown knight belonging to neither side sneaked up behind the treacherous king and slit his throat. What? Is that Merlin? Lot falls face down on the ground, a stream of blood running down his neck. The regicidal knight has already disappeared into the trees. This is the battle report. The Round Table. Now listen to the news that has reached my ears. On the one hand, we're welcoming 2 new fighters. On the other hand, my husband met a very strange knight who has just agreed to join the Round Table. However, his acceptance was hard-won. The High King had to face a very singular ordeal. Ask her about Merlin, ask her about the 2 new knights who have arrived at the court, and ask her to tell us about the High King's ordeal. A knight of unrivaled strength challenged every man approaching a bridge to a duel. Griflet, freshly knighted, went off to fight him, but had to be carried back to court unconscious by his horse. The High King then set out to avenge Sir Griflet. Alas, his sword broke during the duel with the knight on the bridge. Merlin magically put the assailant to sleep to save Arthur. The wizard took Arthur to a lake, where the Lady of the Lake presented the sovereign with the sword of Excalibur and its scabbard. Ask what happened to the sleeping knight. Ask what about the other news at court. Very well, sire. What would you like to know? Ask about Merlin. Ask about the two new knights. The first named Griflet is Sir Bediver's cousin. Despite his young age, he has a strong sense of honor. The second, Sir Sagramor, is none other than the nephew of the Emperor of Constantinople. Hot-headed and tempestuous, he is a furious fighter. Goodbye, sire. Good. So, here apparently we can talk with the characters. We have recruitment. You can recruit new knights to the round table. Go on a quest to select an adventure. Select Arthur's action and select a quest. We have the map here, and we can select either here or here, the Green Knight.
On the dark winter night, between the old year and the new, King Arthur gives a sumptuous feast at his court. The hour is late, the elegant ladies and noble barons have just retired. Only 6 knights remain in revelry with King Arthur. The atmosphere is light and merry. The meal is over and the wine barrels half empty. With a start, they all look up.
Hark the night,
What the hell?
cold and blustery, as the knights all gather feasting, there appears a giant fearsome, armor so bright green and leafy. Welcome, Green Knight, says the king. What good tidings do you bring? Laughs the giant, full of scorn. Look at you all so high-born, so brave and proud, full of might. Now too drunk to stand and fight. What good knight fallen so low will now meet me blow for blow?
I wish I could select King Arthur. Let's end. Liotkrans.
The best knight, most true and brave, now does answer this call grave.
Take this sword now, cries the knight.
Strike me down with all your might. He takes sword and strikes the head, but the giant is not dead.
Look, the headless knight now walks and holds its own head that talks.
The moon shall but wax and wane, 12 times ere we meet again. Come to the
Look at this guy.
chapel thence to receive your blow in kind. The Green Knight now leaves the hall, and there falls a deathly pall. Our knight stands so pale and shaken, but with comrades not forsaken.
Our hero arrived at a moor of ice and snow. With the Green Chapel less than a week's ride away, he should be in time to honor his challenge.
Honor the Green Knight challenge. Go to the Green Chapel. So I was trying to see what was the actual objective here. It's a long way there.
Our knight sees a beautiful lady in her middle years picking berries. Before they can even exchange a greeting, noise rings out. And shortly after, 6 headless knights come running in their direction, seeming alive as can be. In combat position, each with a hand on his pommel, they prepare to attack. Frightened, the lady calls out to our hero, telling him to prepare to fight.
Wow. What a demo here. What an amazing, truly beautiful and amazing piece of a video game here. Okay, I'm going to give you my points here because I have made very, very carefully, I have written down my points. So this is going to be a more formal way of telling my verdict here. So first of all, let's talk about the controls. So you get your control scheme as any other RTS. Buttons for actions dominate, point and click, but much less of a skill-focused and much more strategical thinking. What do I mean by that is that you don't have to be fast, but it's more like a chill action selection. So controls are very easy to understand and pretty nice. What about the UI? So you got a colorful, amazingly very well integrated UI. Even though it's cluttered, it quickly resolves itself with an amazing buttons layout. And it also contains a very self-explanatory drawings of what you get when you click. You can easily understand what you can see on the UI. There are very few elements that are hidden, and it's really pleasant to see. The way the UI is presented, it's very nice. It's very nice. Combat system. Let's talk about combat system. There's a strong dependency on randomly drawn cards, giving a feeling of uncertainty during each fight. RPG elements such as skills and traits that count for the outcome of the battles and fights. Buffs and penalties depending on equipment, and also, as I mentioned before, the deck cards, which also adds up for the tabletop feeling of the system. Heavy attention to detail, especially on the medieval battles, knight codes, justs, and skirmishes. It gives authenticity and believability to the theme and creates a marvelous combat system that will enchant all the medieval buffs that get their hands on it. Story and setting. The game is pure medieval bliss. All is as if you are watching a medieval text moving in front of your eyes. The artwork is top-notch, high quality 2D 3D art style. The story cannot be better, being that of the King Arthur and all of his knights of the Round Table, mixing historical weaponry, clothing, and military tactics with fantastical elements of the British Celtic folklore. Music. A true delight. Trumpets, Scottish bagpipes, drums, trumpets, all is marvelous. It's a symphony of the 11th and 13th centuries. You'll never get tired of it. Trust me. Because in the first place, why would you get tired of troubadour medieval music? It's simply pure satisfaction for your ears. It gives you a lot of immersion. The immersion will become total. And finally, my points on pacing and difficulty. Okay, you will struggle slightly at the start, but the core mechanics are easily grasped as you do a couple of playthroughs. It has a balanced pacing, and you really feel the story progressing at a good rate. You'll not get bored easily with this one. Difficulty is customizable, but overall, you'll find it pretty standard. With the exception of the combat system that needs a little bit of attention at the beginning, as I said before, this was truly an amazing experience, and I am wishlisting this. Hopefully, you're going to do it as well. I'm really looking forward for the development of this piece of art that we have here. A very, very big thanks for all of you that have reached to this last part of the video. It means a lot for the channel. It means a lot for me. And truly, you have my gratitude. This was Victus. See you in the next one.